Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday and welcome to Tea Time. I'm Talaya, and we're going to be here every Sunday sipping on some tea and just chatting, just having a awesome chat. Sundays will be specifically a spiritual chat and helping us to develop ourselves and just talk about things that's going on. And so today we want to talk really about obstacles and challenges as you saw in the title. So a lot of us right now are really going through times, and even over the years, just throughout our lives, we experience times where we have obstacles, where we have trials and tribulations and things that we're going through, and we're like, what's going on, God? Like, what's happening? I need answers. Why am I experiencing this? And today really is just a word of encouragement to keep going, to keep pushing forward, because it's not going to last forever, and this too shall pass. So I hope you have your tea ready every time we come together. There's no set time, so I'll let you guys know whenever we do go live. I'll let you guys know. I'll schedule it out each Sunday so we can know ahead of time. And um, sorry, I'm sharing it out here, sharing it for more of you guys to be able to come on in and see and check it out. Okay. So, yeah, we'll be here every week and just sharing a word of God. Sometimes we'll talk about Bible stories. Sometimes we'll talk about, just spiritual principles and things that's going on in our lives, and just things that we see that need to be discussed openly, because sometimes we don't hear people talking about these things, and we feel like we're walking through things by ourselves, like we're the only ones going through it. And the reality is, it's not true. All of us are struggling. All of us are, going through something in some area. We're all constantly growing and being stretched to become better because we're alive. We have another day, another breath. And so I hope you got your tea ready. Sip your tea. Super tasty. So I'm not going to be on here long, but again, I did want to talk about today obstacles and challenges, because 2020, first off, and even before that, but there were so many challenges presented this last year. And, especially for those of us who are following God and who are walking a spiritual walk, sometimes we're like, what's happening? I feel like God is supposed to lead me in a straight line, but that's not how He leads us. And I was actually watching something that gave a great example, and it says sometimes God will lead you. This is where you're starting, and this is your destination up here. And so from here, instead of going a straight line up, God will take you up, and He'll take you down and kind of curve and go back around and through, and then bring you to the top point. So He can teach you different things, so He can develop us to be ready for that space that we're asking for, to be ready to be the best versions of ourselves. And so sometimes where we're going forward, we're experiencing the blessings and the overflow, and we're like, yes, life is so wonderful. And then we start to experience this thing that goes backwards, and it's like, but I feel like I'm supposed to be going this way, and it's pulling you backwards. I'm getting like emotional because I'm walking through literally what we're talking about, but it's like it's going backwards, and it's like, what's happening? This looks like I'm moving backwards, but it's really opening up things and helping you heal things and unlock parts of you that you would not have unlocked if you did not keep following the way that you feel led to go. And as you go, then He swoops it back around, back towards the right direction. It's like the blessings start overflowing more than ever before, because you just stayed on the path where you felt like God was calling you. And one of the stories that God's really been giving me through this time for myself is, He's been giving me a lot of stories, but one of the biggest ones was Job, that He recently gave me. And, a lot of us know the story of Job. It's pretty common, but basically, Job is this man who's super righteous, like super dedicated to God, right? Really, really loves God. And basically God has awarded him. His life has turned out in so many blessings. He's got this beautiful family. He's got his wife, his kids, and he's got all this stock, all this land, all of these riches and wealth. And this is all a result of his commitment to God and his righteousness. God has blessed him tremendously. And what happens is, Satan goes and talks to God and is like, um, you know, your children will turn on me. This guy will turn on you if I go and mess with him. Like, he will turn on you. And basically he's challenging our relationship. He's challenging Job's relationship with God and his commitment to God. And so basically he goes, excuse me one second, guys. No, come here. No. Sorry about that. So basically, Job goes and he's still living his life. And one day, God gives Satan permission to mess with him, but not to kill him, right? He knows what Job can bear. And so that's the first thing, is we will never get more than what we can bear, more than what we're designed to handle. And sometimes us reaching another level requires us to stretch outside of our comfort zone, and it feels extremely uncomfortable. If you're an athlete of any kind, you know that if you're stretching or if you're building muscles, you have to tear those muscles to rebuild them, to be stronger, to be more flexible, whatever it is. It has to go through that breakdown process. And so this is the experience that Job is having on a whole new level, right? And so God tells Satan, like, you're not allowed to harm Job at all. So basically, he gets word, all of his children are died, all of his flock is gone, everything that he got is gone. And um, he still remained faithful to God. He still remained faithful to God. His love and his righteousness for God still prevailed at the end of it. And so Satan comes back to God again and is like, well, you didn't let me touch him. And so that's why it didn't get him. That's why he didn't turn away. But I bet I can still get him to turn away from you. And basically, this is to make it in connection to us. This is getting us to turn away from our purpose. This is getting us to turn away from our walk. This is what it looks like in a mirrored situation, getting us to, like, whatever your purpose is. If you keep walking down that road and then fear happens or something happens that looks super crazy and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to walk in my purpose anymore, I'm not going to keep going down this lane. That's what the enemy wants, is for us to not for us to not keep walking in our light, keep walking in what we're called to. And so his whole attempt is to completely dim our light and completely pull away what it is that we are here to do in the world. And so I'm just like bringing the comparison so we can know how to make the connection of the story of what happened to where we are now and like what we're going through. And so anyway, he goes back. He's now attacking Job himself. He's getting all of these diseases and boils all over his body, and he's just having a really bad experience in life altogether now. And Job is really pushing through to stay connected with God and to say, I know who you are, and I know that you are righteous and that you're not going to leave me nor forsake me. And then even Job's friends came along and was like, to get this type of punishment, to get this type of negativity in your life, you have to be doing something evil. You have to have been doing something wrong. And it's your fault that you're receiving all of this. And really, it had nothing to do with Job. It had nothing to do with what like, he didn't do anything to bring it upon himself. He was just somebody who could handle that. And because he walked through that, God blessed him even more than before. Not only did he get all of the wealth portion, the flock, the herd, all of that portion, he received all of that back. But on top of that, he had a whole nother family. He was able to, create more children and things like that. And so God blessed him even more than the time before for sticking and staying steadfast throughout that. And then the friends that went against him that were like, you were evil, you are wrong, and this is why you're receiving this type of negativity in your life, those people were punished. And so sometimes we get discouraged in our walk because when we're going through something heavy, we're experiencing obstacles and challenges, we take that as a sign to give up. We take that as a sign to quit. And then it doesn't help because we have friends and family members who are like, oh, you're going through this. This is obviously not working for you. This must not be the lane for you. It couldn't have been. Like, why would you even be walking down this or making this choice, whether it's your business and right now your business is failing, and you feel like this business is what's for you and you need to stick with it, whether it's a ministry, whether it's a job, or whatever it is that you feel like you're supposed to stick with, even when it takes hits and turns and it goes different ways than what you're expecting. Stick with it, because I'm telling you, God is going to bring it full circle for you, and He's going to unlock things to you that only you could access, because only you could walk through those obstacles and challenges in the manner which you did. Only you could do that, seriously, because everyone's not built for what you're built for. Everyone's not built for what I'm built for. And it's clear because we all live different lives. And nobody knows what God is doing with your life except you and God alone. And those are the only two beings that really know the truth of your life, is you and God. And so it's very important for us to spend time with God, to be in the face of God. Whoever your God is, whatever your spiritual connection is, it's extremely important to be connected to that, because that is the only way you're going to know your lane. That's the only way you're going to know that when these obstacles and when these challenges come up, that's what's going to give you the strength to stick to it anyway, to keep pushing through even when it's hard and you feel like, you want to quit. Like, what am I doing this for? If at each turn I'm getting slapped in the face, it's like, no, because I'm going to reward you even bigger, even greater than anything ever before. I'm going to reward you for that, for walking through this. And not only that, your life is going to be a testimony to so many people. Your life is going to change lives. It's going to help lives because you stuck this out. And it's going to produce more love and more light in the world because you walk through whatever you're supposed to. You're going to walk through the fire, and it may be hot while you're walking in the fire, but you're going to come out on the other side unburned, untouched. And right now we're experiencing heat. A lot of us experienced a lot of heat in 2021, a lot of heat that made us question who we are, what are we doing, is this our right walk? And it gave us clarity on who we are, that we are strong enough to walk this walk. And this is a message of encouragement to say, yes, you are strong enough to walk the walk, not just for what you've been through, but for whatever is going to come at you, for whatever does come to you. Because greater is on the other side, and you're going to experience blessings on every level. The Bible says we go from glory to glory to glory. And so from every level of blessings that we elevate through, we do have to go through challenges and obstacles to stretch and to grow, to become the kind of person that can hold and sustain that next level of blessing that God is bringing to us, that God is bringing to us. We have to believe that. And one big thing to take from the story of Job is his belief in God was so strong throughout it, and people were telling him, you should curse God for all that you're going through. It's so dark for you right now. Like, you should be very negative towards God. And he was like, no, no, because he followed what was inside of him, what he knew was for him, and what he felt like was right. And God did everything in reverse and gave him abundantly at the end of all that. And He's going to do the same for each of us as we walk through to the other side of whatever it is that we're facing, whatever it is that we're going through, the healing that we're having to do, the past that we're having to face and release off of us, as well as what we're actually walking through in our day-to-day life. And then on top of that, what is pulling us in the future? Some of us know what we're walking towards, know what we're called to, and it's so much bigger than us, or it seems so much bigger than us. and we're experiencing the trials and the obstacles and the challenges that it takes to get to that point. But by the time we get there, we're going to be so incredibly strong and powerful to be able to handle what's over there. And we have to be diligent in working through the challenges and the obstacles and not giving up. That's when it talks about, um, one of the qualities of love is long suffering. As we develop in our spirituality, in our walk of love, which is what spirituality is tapping into love even more, and love for ourselves, love for God, whoever your creator is, and love for our brothers and sisters as we're tapping into that. And it says that one of the qualities of love is long suffering, endurance. Okay, how do we get endurance without having to endure something? We don't. Same thing like if you're asking for patience, you're not going to get patience. You're going to get a situation where you have to be patient. If you want to achieve another level of spirituality, you're not going to get the next level of spirituality. You're going to get the tools, right? The ingredients that it takes to take you to that next level of spirituality. And so I really just wanted to come on here and encourage you guys today to say whatever it is that you're walking through, whatever it is that you're experiencing, whatever the challenges are, the obstacles, the trials, right? Learn from them, grow through them. They will not be here forever. They will pass. And check your beliefs. Check your beliefs. What are you believing? Are you believing that you're going to fail? Are you believing that you're going to fall short, that you can't make it through this? Because whatever you believe, you are right. And that is one of the greatest things that the Bible talks about and reiterates is your belief. What do you believe in? Faith without works is dead. How do you know that you have faith? Because you're taking action like you have faith. Your action is a reflection of your faith. So check your beliefs. Your actions are reflecting what your beliefs are. If every day you're not getting up, you're not doing your best, it's because you believe somewhere in there that you don't deserve the best. But you do. And it's time for us to start believing greater about ourselves and to start getting clear on who we are and to really start studying our belief systems and growing ourselves so we can stand in who it is that God is calling us to be, and we can make it through this obstacle and through the challenge, whatever it is that we're going through. We can make it through this. We can. It's going to take belief. It's going to take some daily work. It's going to take studying. We have to learn about the next level that we're walking to. We have to learn about what it is that we're facing. We have to study to show thyself approved. We have to really develop ourselves. For my people perish for a lack of knowledge. We have to really learn as we're walking forward and be strong in who it is that God is telling us that we are. And if you don't know who you are, lean on God even stronger because He remains the same. He does. And that's a big thing that I took from the story of Job is, even through all of that, when God did come back to Job at the end of, him experiencing the temptation and the torment from Satan, when God came back to him and revealed to him the wisdom and the understanding and was like, I can bring you out of anything. I can bring you through anything and give you even greater than before. What you lost is never anything in comparison to what I can bring to you. I can always bring to you greater than what you lost. And if you stick with me, if you have a heart for me, if you walk in your purpose and in connection to me, I will do those things. I will replenish more than what you lost in abundance. Those things will seem small in comparison to what I'll bring back to you. And so this was just a word of encouragement to keep walking in what you feel led to do, in what you feel pulled to do, even on the days when you feel like giving up, even on the days where you feel like tired, drained, exhausted. It's the beginning of the year, and we have a lot of pushing and a lot of pressing to do this year and for years to come. Not even just right now, but for years to come. We have to push. We have to get up and grind and work at it. No matter what our emotions feel like, we have to continue to do what it is that we're called to do. because today is all we have. So we got to make the most out of today. And I just want to share that, stay encouraged throughout the obstacles and the challenges. They will pass. They will pass. Tell yourself that every day and allow it to grow you, allow it to stretch you. You would not be experiencing the obstacle or the challenge that you are experiencing if you were not strong enough to handle it. So that's the first thing, is that you're strong enough to handle it. You wouldn't have even got it if you weren't strong enough to handle it. He will not give us more than we can bear, but he will push us to our limit. He will push us to show us how much we can bear, but we don't know until we have to bear it. And so stay encouraged, keep walking it out. You can do this. Whatever that is, whether it's facing something, dealing with your fears, dealing with your past, facing your future, accepting who you are, having to get uncomfortable. God is telling you need to do things that make you uncomfortable. You need to start to get to this next level. You're going to have to do a whole series of things that makes you uncomfortable. You can do it. You can handle it. I promise you, when you get to the other side of fear, you will feel so incredible and you will realize it's not nearly as bad as what you thought. So I love you guys. I'm going to finish sipping on my tea. And I will see you guys back next time for another tea time, some more encouragement, just, some more good energy for us to exchange. And again, this is for you to know that you're not going through anything by yourself. Even though it feels like it, even on our spiritual walk, when we do need to go through seclusion, because we do. A lot of times, our spiritual journey requires us to be secluded. Hence why Jesus went off all the time by himself. He would go up to the mountain frequently by himself. And in that sense, you are going through it by yourself, but you're never alone. There are everybody is experiencing some sort of trial, some sort of tribulation, some sort of obstacle or challenge. Everyone is doing that. Everyone is getting their weight and learning how to bear it. And so you can do it. Stay encouraged, my brother. Stay encouraged, my sister. Stay encouraged. You can bear all that was put on you. I promise you it's going to be better on the other side of this. So I love you guys. Stay blessed. Stay encouraged. And I'll see you guys back next week.